Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction and discussion video for the 12th episode of Season 2 of Stargate SG1 called The Tok'ra, Part 1. Don't forget you can see the full version of this reaction on my Patreon channel. Check out the link in the description below. Last time we saw another team bring back Trillium from a planet, and when the General thought that team was returning, they got a surprise when an arrow was fired through the gate into Jack's arm. With Jack staying behind to recover, Sam was in charge of the mission to investigate what had happened. Arriving at the planet, they found the team missing. When they tried to find them, they were hit with darts and knocked out. Waking, they found themselves in a culture that appeared to have descended from Salish Indians on Earth. They were introduced to Tok'ra, who was happy to give them their weapons back, and he then introduced them to their spirits, who appear in the form of animals. A disbelieving Sam asked for the other team to be returned, and they were. Sam asked the elders for permission to mine the metal, but the request was rejected. Tok'ra went back to Earth with them to see alternate ways they could mine the metal that would be more acceptable, but he said no to these other methods. With Tok'ra out of the room, the General said they planned to take the metal anyway, and we then discovered that the SG team that had returned were not all they appeared to be when they started to make people on the base disappear. We found out that the spirits were actually an alien race that protected the Salish descendants and only appeared to them as animals, and they'd taken the form of the SG team. The team managed to persuade the aliens to return their people and that they would not take the metal from the planet. The aliens said that they'd bury the gate at their end to ensure that this happened. So let's see what happens in this episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'll be discussing what happened and my thoughts about it. And I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's the previously. So she had that Gould inside her.
Tok'ra is a small alliance of Goa'uld who oppose the System Lords.
They'd be good people to get friends with.
You're working. What the hell was that again?
Deep space radar telemetry.
Very deep space.
Lymphoma.
God, Dad.
Still can't believe the way he broke that to her.
Dad, please don't go like this.
And then just left.
We have to activate the chat line. Quickly, Jolana.
Jolana, so that's the Gould that was inside Sam. It sacrificed itself to save her. So is this like a memory that Sam's having and she's seeing the address?
I think I might have found something.
So were they trying to get memories out of her? I'm assuming because she has all those electrodes on her head. So yeah, she saw the address where they were going to, so they're going to go there too. And just to clarify what happened last week, on my DVD box set, last week's episode, Spirits, is where it was, episode 11 I think, was I think in most other box sets, and everything else says it should be episode 13 I think, after this two-parter. So, but I didn't know that until afterwards, so that's why Spirits was last week. So yeah, it's a two-part episode about the Tok'ra, so should be interesting.
You don't think it was just a dream?
Well, it's an easy way to find out.
When a Goa'uld infests its hosts, their minds intermingle, become as one. It is possible that portions of Jalanar of Malk shall remain in Captain Carter's mind.
This is another reason why I think she would be allowed to be doing the job she's doing. They'd study her.
Good guys, for lack of a better word.
Yes.
Yes, just yes. Could you elaborate a little?
Yes, they are.
They are hunted and despised by the Goa'uld.
Good reason to like them.
My vision is the only lead we have to go on. Shouldn't we at least check it out before they move on?
How old is that memory?
Let's check it out.
There's no guarantee they're going to be there. I mean, again, how long ago was that memory? And if they did go to the location, they might have then moved straight away on somewhere else.
We leave in 10.
Only need 5.
What's she up to? I assume bringing her dad, considering we saw him in the flashback.
And I just wanted to call and see how you're doing. You're sure?
I get the feeling he's not a very emotional guy, her dad.
How is Jacob?
Oh, they seem to be friends.
Did you know he actually got an apartment here in town?
He wanted to be closer to his daughter during...
Oh. He seems to know more than she does.
I'll put a temporary replacement on SG1. You can stay here.
I wish I could, sir. But I don't think I'm replaceable on this one. The last thing he would want is for me to see him in a hospital bed losing a battle.
Is it happening that soon?
You're more like your father than you'd like to admit.
Not sure that's very reassuring at the moment, though. I mean, if they were under attack, which it seemed to be from the dream that she had, I mean, surely you would go somewhere, but then you would go somewhere else so that you can't be followed. That's what I do. So it's unlikely they're going to be here, although they probably are going to be here because that's the whole point of the story, but...
Worthless.
Well, it's not really designed for off-road, though, is it? That terrain.
The Tok'ra are known for their ability to mask their trails. They are, as you say, stealthy in their actions.
That's pretty stealthy. I didn't see them at all.
Yeah, stealthy would be a good word.
Yeah.
Good guys or bad guys? We mean you no harm.
Because they're good guys, then.
If moved, we will fire upon you.
That's the guy that was in a dream.
This one is a Jaffa, Apophis sect.
Oh, that's a good point.
Who then are you in service to?
I am allied with these, the Tari.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Didn't think about that. Probably wasn't a good idea to take Teal'c with them on this one, because if they're against the Goa'uld, seeing Teal'c, just from a distance, they might assume that they're there to attack. Luckily, they got close enough to talk to them, but if they'd attacked them from, just seeing them from a distance and just attacked them from a distance, that wouldn't have been good.
Do not call us that.
We are not Goa'uld.
You know, in some galaxies, this is called loitering.
Loiter it. It's a standoff.
I do not know this woman.
But I'm right, aren't I? That's your name, Martouf.
Are they going to believe her?
Where is Jalanar?
Dead.
That's why we're here, to seek out the Tok'ra.
Assuming, of course, you are the Tok'ra.
I think that's a very safe assumption.
I learned a lot from Jalanar. Enough to know that we could be good friends. And frankly, enough to know that you are the Tok'ra.
What do they have to offer, really, though? As far as Earth is concerned, the SG1. I mean, it's all well and good. I mean, the Tok'ra seem to have, well, if they've got Goa'uld inside them, they're going to have good technological advancements, tactical knowledge about locations and things. What can SG1 and the whole of, Earth basically, offer them to help? I don't know. Seems a bit one-sided.
Take me to your leader.
If they are the Tok'ra, we are in no danger.
What if they're not?
Come closer together. Why?
Group hug? Ah. That's cool. Love the way the sand flicked up. How on earth did they know it was there, though? What if it was like a foot or so out? It could have ended up, well, the rings could have ended up going up somewhere very painful.
When they arrive on a planet, they go deep underground. Just said they possess the technology to actually grow tunnels.
Okay.
It is believed when the Tok'ra move on, the tunnels are destroyed.
That's quite good tactic. So when they arrive somewhere, they build tunnels to hide in, basically, and well, live in, I suppose, as well. And then when they go, they cover it all up. Okay, that's good tactic. How long does it take to do all that? Well, it's not just a tunnel you need, though. What about things, I don't know, beds, furniture, and all the other equipment that you'd need? Oh, so he really is seriously ill. No, not that I didn't believe him. I meant that at this stage in this episode, he's that ill.
Jacob, are you all right?
No.
There is one thing you could do for me, George.
Anything.
Tell me what my little girl's doing.
Accept that.
George, they're telling me I don't have much time left.
Oh, that's an awkward position to put him in.
I'm sorry, Jake.
Yeah, that's a biggie. You can't tell him that. As architecture goes, it's a pretty horrible place to live.
Let me introduce Grand Council Garshaw of Bloat.
So she's the leader of the Tok'ra?
You are Garshaw Bloat.
Teal'c recognizes her.
She is the most hunted Goa'uld of all time.
We prefer you do not refer to us as Goa'uld.
Okay, so they don't think of themselves as gold.
Then, in a sense, you are Tok'ra.
Of course. Tok'ra. Tok'ra against Ra.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
So do they mean that literally? So Tok'ra doesn't just mean Goa'uld who are against the Goa'uld rule, basically, the traditional Goa'uld. Does it mean it's like a rebellion? Anyone who is against the Goa'uld. It was originally against Ra, but now Ra's gone. They still fighting against the Goa'uld. Okay.
I understand you were sent to us by Jolinar of Malkshore. Please, tell us how that came to be.
That's quite the story.
He's in B-Tac. Let's go.
Oh.
Hey, General, how you doing?
Again, not good.
If there's any family for you to contact, I'd recommend you getting them here ASAP.
Oh, is he going to, or is he going to honour his wishes? I think I would, so I'd get her to try and come back.
How do we know that you did not kill Jolinar yourself?
Well, because I didn't.
What's that noise in the background? Sounds like marbles running up and down.
Are we prisoners and are you ghouls?
You are not, and I have told you, we are not Goa'uld.
That's not helpful. You're making the eyes glow.
Goa'uld take hosts. Tok'ra do not. Ours wish to be so.
Why would any human volunteer to be a host for...
I am Yosef. I'm Garshaw's host. I speak freely without restraint or...
Yeah, but how do they know that? We know that the Goa'uld... Well, okay, I'm going to call Goa'uld... can speak normally when they want to. Sam did it when she had that one in her. So how can they know that that really is the human host talking and not the Goa'uld inside her?
And my lifespan is twice what it would be without the blending. All I have to do is share my physical body.
So you've kind of got a little Faustian deal going here.
If she's sharing... She says she's sharing a physical body, but it's not just a physical body. It's not like she can do whatever she wants whenever she wants. Something else is basically taking her over a lot of the time. So yeah, she's got extended life, by the sounds of it, but she's not completely free as such. It's still not a great deal. It's not like she can go off and do whatever she wants, is it? And live her life. She's tied to the Goa'uld in her.
Symbiotic relationship is what makes the Tok'ra different from the Goa'uld.
Yes.
So the Goa'uld take, but they ask. What is that noise?
Selmak.
Her host name is Sarush.
I'm sorry, I was under the impression that Goa'uld lived much longer than 200 years.
The Goa'uld do, but Tok'ra don't.
That's because you don't use the sarcophagus, right?
Ah. Which we've seen it does, yeah.
That's why our numbers don't grow large enough to defeat the massive forces aligned with the System Lords.
Okay.
Unless one of you wishes to volunteer to serve as a host.
That's not going to happen. That's a fair bit of pressure to put on them as well.
I'm going to pass on that.
There's a surprise.
Very fascinating. I think it's a little too long-term for me.
I think if anyone would, it would be Daniel, but because of his curiousness. And I'm going to guess Teal'c's out.
I'm curious. If you're not interested in becoming a host, then why did you seek us out?
Say hello.
By form an alliance, we mean we want to be hosts?
Yeah.
Well, what other sort of an alliance would a non-blended human and the Tok'ra want to have?
Exactly. What can they offer?
I do not believe you can be of any service to us.
Is that enough? Yeah.
You are neither strong enough nor advanced enough.
Yeah, I agree.
It was these who destroyed 2 Goa'uld motherships.
That was you?
Oh.
We had operatives who died on board those vessels.
At least now we know how and why our operatives died, and...
Yeah, I mean, if they hadn't interfered and stopped the ships, they would have destroyed Earth, basically. So that was justified. Those operatives didn't do much to help, did they?
I will try to convince the Council of Tok'ra to meet with you.
Oh, council. So there's...
Are we prisoners here?
Well, until we decide what level of information to entrust to you...
So yes, you are.
Would you like to take a walk on the surface? What? I would like to hear more of Jolinar of Malkshire.
Okay.
So why go for a walk on the surface? Why not talk around there somewhere?
I assure you, sir. She will be very safe with me.
You haven't got much choice about it anyway.
Okay, son. But I want you to have her back by 11 o'clock.
He's really not going to get that reference.
Yeah, thanks.
Please, tell me of Jolinar.
Oh, you can really see the markings on the gates from that angle. Never seen that close up before on the side.
He was a she. The symbiote does not have a gender. However, Jolinar has always been in female hosts.
It wasn't. So it must have moved a few times then.
It's been another method of hiding from the Ashrak.
Okay, so it's traditionally been in females. So to hide from that assassin, hidden a male. That's a fairly good tactic, I suppose.
She sacrificed herself to save me. It speaks a ton about her character as far as I'm concerned.
Hmm.
When I'm with you, I feel a different sort of, I don't know, recognition.
They were in a relationship.
Jolinar and I were together for nearly 100 of your years.
Whoa. You might get a letter from the Queen for that.
But how does that work? She was whose mate? Or 2 for Lantish.
Huh. Oh, yeah, that's complicated.
What I feel, Lantish feels. What Lantish feels, I feel.
But they're different personalities.
When one of you is in love, you both feel it.
Oh, you might feel it, but is it yours? They're different personalities. They're basically 2 different people sharing the same body. So, what if somebody loves one of them, but not the other? That's complicated to think about.
We love as one, and we mourn as one.
Well, the mourn I get, but I'm not sure about the love part.
What was Jolinar's host like?
Rosha was very beautiful. Rosha looked very much like you.
Haha, smooth.
You'd make a lovely new host for Salmac.
Oh. That was the wrong thing to say.
I'm sorry. I said something to offend you.
Yeah, you're pushing.
It's difficult enough with just the remnants of Jolinar in here. The last thing I need is another person, symbiote.
Plus, they kept talking about how they only ask for volunteers, but they keep pushing to get someone, well, basically to get someone to volunteer. But it's more, that's not great. I mean, whenever it's the lights I've got here, whenever they shine on me, I get an itchy nose. It's really frustrating. I'm really sorry. I mean, yeah, what would happen then? She'd have like multiple personalities. She'd have the memories from one, plus the other, I'll still say Goa'uld inside her, and her own memories. That'd be a right mess.
It was an inappropriate suggestion.
In fact, it's probably a really bad idea. I doubt that's a common thing to happen. Someone to have had two Goa'ulds inside them. You'd only have one, really. So who knows what that would do to someone? I would say that mentally, the strain that could cause quite a few problems, I should think.
This must be what it feels like to be schizophrenic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a split personality. Two people in one brain.
Yeah, it'd be confusing.
Like some pretty deep feelings for you.
I'm sorry if it makes you uncomfortable, but...
No.
Oh, it would.
Because it's not just in my mind like a memory.
She feels it. Oh, that's quite messed up.
Sam,
Why is he there?
learning a lot about Jolinar?
A few things.
The Tok'ra Council's agreed to meet with us. Jack thought that you might want to be there.
Yes.
Quite the place you've got here.
Definitely that.
When we arrive at the new base, we plant certain crystals, and they grow into all that you see.
Quite the holiday home getaway. They plant a crystal, it's easy to transport a crystal, and it grows into what they want. I wonder how that works. Was it telepathy of some kind? It grows into... Does it grow the same every time, or do they choose how it grows? What if somebody wants a balcony?
May I help you?
You seem suspect.
Thanks, I was just looking around.
Surprised when the guards didn't follow him.
This is not the way to the new council chambers.
He knows.
How fast can you grow a facility like this?
Quite rapidly. We build only as we need. That is why we are only now adding the corridor and the council chambers.
What says you grow in the council chambers? That's pretty quick. Why does it need that big a corridor, though? You seem to have a lot of wasted space there.
Allow me to introduce the Grand Council of the Tok'ra.
So if they're the Grand Council, who is she then? I thought she was the leader.
The council has reviewed your proposal of an alliance between our peoples.
And who's he?
We are the most hunted, most hated enemies of the System Lords.
Hey, we haven't made too many friends.
The secrets of the Tok'ra would never be revealed. It is not the way of the Tari.
Not intentionally.
I'm not going to trust them.
We would like to know what you have to offer us that is of sufficient value
Yeah.
to justify our exposure.
I agree, unfortunately.
I'm sure we have something you could use.
Please, give us an example.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, Daniel.
No pressure.
Perhaps there's some technology that could be of use.
Technology other than our own is useless to us. We are infiltrated.
Well, that's a bit short-sighted.
Therefore, it's important that we appear to be Goa'uld.
Okay, but... kind of get his point there, but they're not gold there. They might have stuff that they could offer that could help protect them, their bases in the crystal caves. So that's a bit short-sighted, but I get what you're saying.
The Jabba Eye just activated and brought forth these.
Oh, that's not good.
General Hammond sent us to extract Captain Carter.
Oh, he did send them.
Father, Captain. He's in the hospital in serious condition.
Oh, but that's bad timing.
We have decided not to accept your request for an alliance.
Therefore, you shall be our guests till such time as we decide to move to another planet.
Otherwise they could give it away.
We cannot allow you to leave until we have moved somewhere else that you do not know about.
Well, at least they're saying they will let them go, and I know it's not good they're going to keep them, but they are going to be prisoners temporarily, and I understand why they're doing it if they don't trust them. But they're saying basically when we're ready to move on, you can then go, we'll move on, part ways, everyone's safe. I get that.
At least let her go.
She's the highest risk of all.
Because of her memories.
Those we left behind on the Tari also possess this knowledge.
As evidenced by our friend.
True.
It is our wish that your lack of return will convince them that we are Goa'uld and not Tok'ra.
No.
We will try to make you as comfortable as possible.
I believe them, but if I were them, I think I would be now looking to move on somewhere else. If they're so they're so heightened about their security that they're not going to let them go, and that they know that other people on Earth know their location, that would just be setting off all their alarm bells. Now it's time to move on somewhere else, get a new location because it's too well known where they are, and then let them go. So that, yeah, they still probably keep them for I don't know how long it takes them to pack up and leave, a couple of days, let's say. But I wouldn't be staying there indefinitely in that location. I didn't realize right quite at the end. She's obviously going to be conflicted. Okay. Well, it was a good episode because I can understand it, or what was going through all their minds. I mean, yeah, it's good that they were willing to listen and they, were talking it through. Bad timing by the other SG team to come through the gate, because that just got set off all their alarm bells and basically got them scared, basically. So, yeah. And again, what can Earth offer? I do think they were a little bit quick to say no to technology. That was a bit short-sighted. But, yeah, on the face of it, I don't know what Earth can offer. So I get what they were saying, just about. They said a bit quick, but I get it. Well, I think the reason they jumped, they were obviously thinking that anyway, but they jumped to the decision so quickly because the SG team came through the gate. That just scared them, and they just made that quick decision. So I get that. And I get the reason that they said they were going to keep them until they moved on. And like I said, at least they weren't going to kill them or do anything bad. So they're just basically keep them, which I know that's not great, but it's probably the best they could have hoped for in the situation. Well, obviously it's a two-parter, so we'll see what's going to happen next episode. Because, well, Earth could certainly benefit from being allies with them. So hopefully something's going to happen that will change things. I'm assuming it's going to, but I don't quite know how at the moment. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And obviously her dad being ill. It doesn't look like he's got much time either, so I don't know how it's going to work out. It's difficult with two-parters to talk much about it, because obviously you need to see what happens in the next one to really sort of see the whole picture and the whole story. But so definitely interested to watch the next one. I'm not going to watch it for a while though. But yeah, so let me know what you thought about this one in the comments below, and I shall see you for the next episode. Be seeing you.